let's talk about Apple right there. And let's put our little cat there. Remember, I've got my kids with me, so. Okay. Cat drops, cat falls. Okay. Now, we don't know where the floor is yet. We don't know where the floor is yet. Boom! There is the floor. Why? Because look at the bounce. Let me do that with a different color. Now here's the bounce, here's the bounce, here's the bounce, here's the bounce, here's the bounce. Do you see that? Do you guys see the bounce after the contact with the floor? Do you see that? All right. Now let's take the drop and split it in half. Okay. What percentage more or less? About 1/3. The bounce is about 1/3. Boom. Drops below the pavement. All right. Good, good, good. Now, let's take a look at, let me spread this out a little bit. I want to show you something here. We've got two movements here, traders. We've got movement one. Let me do this a little thicker. We've got movement one, bounce. We've got movement two, okay? Now, so there's two movements from here to there. That's movement one. We got movement two from here to there, two. Now, what you have to do is now measure the second one, okay? So now, where is the halfway point of the second drop? You see? Now, what happens? Boom. Now, this new pavement, this was pavement one. Here's pavement two. Is this next drop, does it have high odds of breaking below this pavement? No, because the bounce was too strong. The move up went past the high of drop two. So now this pullback should fall short, creating what we call a higher low. Okay. Now we do it again. We go past the 50% mark, which means that now this should not be broken. It should fall short. Are you following this? You see this? Now this one, we go past, it falls short. We go past it. And guys, this concept, my God, can have you thinking the right way on the decline, can have your beliefs right on the decline. That's where a lot of traders don't know. They get scared and they don't know the stock's declining, it's falling, but they don't know how to determine what kind of decline is this and where should it fall. Is this a decline that should fall short of the last decline? Or is this decline, should this decline keep going lower than the last decline? Do you know how much, what value, how much value it has to be able to, not 100% of the time, but most of the time, be able to get it right? This decline is going to fall short. This decline is going more than the last decline. Wow, that's crazy. That's almost like being a magician in the market. Now, I want to show you something else. When you see this concept, you begin to see the market, how the market moves in parts. Part one, part two. You'll have to eliminate some noise, but part three. You have part four, if you eliminate some noise here. See, these are parts that you can, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The market only has these parts. It only has this, right? This is the only thing. But the market does it like in different sizes, right? So there's the even one. There's the not even one this way, and there's the not even one that way. But these are the only three things the market can do over and over again. I just want you to understand that. And if you look at it, look at this one. So let me just redraw this for a second here. Give me a second. This one, this is up, down, up. That's this one, up, down, up. Right? And the same here, up, down, up. That's this one too. This one, up, down, up, is more like this one. This one too, up, down, up, is this one. And sometimes you get your stock sideways, right? Where there's relatively equal lows, and that would be this one. But the market's made up of only these three, okay? And so this concept is dealing with your ability to predict where the next drop will stop. You're not going to know exactly where, but it should not be going below here because of how high it went past the last one. All right. It's basic, but it is extraordinarily powerful. Now, I have to complicate things just a tiny bit more. And every time I do that, going more sophisticated on you. You can have, this is one move, all right? And this is move two. But you can also join them for more macro views. So this is the 50% mark of move one. This is the 50% mark of move two. But if we join them together, where's the 50% mark of both of them? So there are the micro 50% levels and the macro 50% levels. Macro 50% levels come when you join the two moves. So remember, this is move one and this is move two. But now let's join the two moves together. Let's make that one move and find out where the macro 50% level is. I would say more or less there. You see? So the macro move came past the 50%. Do you see this? The drop did not break below the pavement, just as expected. And so there's the micro 50% and the macro when you join the multiple moves together to get the macro 50%. That's getting a little more complex, but it's powerful. So I got one more thing. It's not, we've been talking about the cat that's fallen deeply and hit the pavement. But what about a cat that's not fallen deeply, that has not fallen so hard? Okay, we have to know how to deal with that scenario as well. So let's do this. So let's take this move here, from here up. Okay, that's the tippy top. We have to eliminate some noise, but that's the move up. All right, go like that. Now, just like on the move down, we have to turn the sharp moves up. We have to find the halfway point too. So your cat is falling only halfway, which suggests that the odds of the next life, remember cats have 9 lives, should go further. Now we take the second life of the cat. Cats have 9 lives. We split that life in half. Boing. Here's the cat's third life. We take that cat's life and split that cat's life in half. Do you see this? Boing. When you see the market through the eyes of the cat, wow, things really come alive. No pun intended. The most difficult question in all of trading, the most difficult question to get right is this decline nothing more than a buy opportunity? Or is it my first sign that I should leave, that I should abandon this? Is this a reason to pile in more? Is this a gift to get more? Or is it the first sign of trouble? And when you can answer that, you'll never get it right 100% of the time. None of us will. But if you can answer that with any degree of regularity, oh my God. And here, we can keep going. Let's take this last. I'm going to do that now, like this. More or less. Whoa. Crazy. Now, this is the macro move because you have 1, 2. So you've got the micro and the macro is to join both of them, right? So the micro move, let me do this with a different color. If we connect both moves together, there's your macro. But we've got the micros too. So the micro 50%, the micro 50%'s there, the macro 50% is there more or less. Does that make sense? Linking moves gets you the macro, individual moves gets you the micro. Got it. All right. And so look at the two moves that way. This is the micro 50. This is the macro 50, more or less. It even extended more. But you get what I'm saying. Now, this drop, as we know, really broke through. Now that we have a sizable drop here, we must stop measuring the green moves because we were measuring the green moves, right? We were going for where's the 50% here? Where's the 50% here? Once you get this changes the game from measuring green to measuring the reds now, because red has, it's like red has the ball now. Red changed the game now. Red turned the game in the other direction. Why? Because it broke through the levels. Now it's a red game we play. Where's the halfway of the red? Boom. You see? If green breaks that level, we are measuring, well, let's just see. This move, green breaks the levels. It has really turned the game back to the power being on the green side. So red got the power here. Green has sort of regained the power. If it went all the way back up here, it would have regained the power in a much more dramatic way. So it's all about this 50% concept, being able to find where that is in your micro and your macro. That's your key. Being able to measure when a move is that way, where's the halfway mark? When a move is this way, where's the halfway mark? And finding your opportunity there. All right. Because this stock is broken through, not by a lot, but because it's broken through by some portion, but not a lot, the drop can be a little bit deeper, but it should not break that low. So what should I be looking for down here? What should I be looking for down there? You should be looking for a higher low and a potential buy opportunity, right? Yeah. Now I'm using just a daily chart, but this is on every time frame, guys. Every time frame. All right. So whether we are looking at weeklies, now this was really odd. This was one of your exceptions, guys. 2020 has been an exception in so many different things. So this drop, under normal circumstances, should have been a what? What should this rally have been? A bounce, not a climb. Right? But it turned out to be a climb. Now that's going to happen. You're not going to get this 100% of the time. But when did you know it was a climb? Here. It's gone too far. Now it's a climb. Okay. So that's looking at a weekly. This can be applied on the daily. This can be applied on the 5-minute. So take a look at this. Look at Apple. So this is yesterday's, this is Friday's activity in Apple. Take a look at the drop. Mark the high, mark the 50% level, more or less. And you can see that it never bounced past the 50% level. It never got back up high enough for us to think this is the ultimate scenario. Do you see that, guys? Can you see that? Boing. Never able to penetrate. Okay. Now, if we go inside of this, we can look at the smaller time frame. That's going to be interesting. So from the smaller time frame, the 2-minute, take a look at the first drop. Here's your top, right? That's where your cat is. And cat drops. And here's the pavement right there, because there's the bounce. There's the 50% level, more or less. And boom, goes past the pavement. Now we take this one, we take the next minor one, half, there's the bounce, and we go past the pavement. Now we take this one, and this one goes past the 50%, which means that this drop should not pass the pavement. The time frame doesn't matter. Is this 100%? No, nothing in life is 100%. Is it high in terms of its reliability? Exceptionally high. But you will always be able to find an exception. You'll always be able to find the cat that should have been dead that's not dead, like March of 2020. The cat should have been dead on that bounce, but the cat wasn't dead.